Hey, you guys, this is Mr. Waltz. I'm going to show you how to finish the intro to Fusion model creation to make the prism and the cylinder. So I got my data panel open. I can close it. And what I want to do is make a new design. I have the cube open. I want to make a new design. So the file tool right here, click that little drop down, new design. And as always, I'm going to save this right when I start so it has a name. And this is going to be the prism. So I just type prism. Make sure the project is your intro to Fusion model creation project. You can use the drop down if you need to change that and then hit save. And so we're going to do things the same way here. We're going to create a sketch. We're going to click on the XY plane. And now we have a sketch. Now we're going to draw. Now before we used the rectangle tool to draw, this time we're going to use the line tool. So I'm just going to play around with the line tool so you can see how it works. And then I'll actually draw the thing we're going to draw. So you just hit the line tool and you can go down here and draw. So you can click on places and click. You can also do distances and angles. You could see there's text highlighted with a distance and an angle. You could type the distance right now and hit tab and type the angle, or you can just click. Also, check this out. If you click and drag, it'll make arcs, which will be very useful later, but you can go do all that, okay? And then if you go back to the starting point, it'll actually show you that it was a closed shape. So you can do all that stuff. If you need to do more lines, you could right click and do repeat line. If you're done making lines, you can hit escape. And so I made this cool line, great, but it's not what I want. I need a triangle, right? So remember, if you do stuff and you don't want it anymore, you can always click on the undo button, and it'll undo it step by step. Also, you can select things. So you could click on things and then right click and do delete, or you could hit the backspace or delete key on your keyboard to delete stuff. Um, if you want to select multiple things, let's see, I can click on one and then the other. I think I have to hit control. Control, yeah, if I hit control, then I can click on multiple things. That's cool. That's a good way to do it. My favorite way of selecting multiple things is to click and drag my mouse. Oop, let me try it again. Click and drag. Sometimes you have to hit escape before you do this. But if you click and drag, you can do what's called a selection box. So it's just like selecting a bunch of text in Google Docs or something like that. And if your box goes all the way around the pieces, so any piece that is totally inside your box will get selected. So right now, I only have the top right piece inside the box. So when I let go, it just selects that one piece. Oh, and I guess it got 1 point down here. So if I hit delete, that's the only thing that deletes. Now, there's another way to make a select box. You can, if you go from right to left, so I click up here. Oh, let's go. Oh, it's lagging a little bit. Right to left. This select box, you can see it's got dashed lines on it. It'll select anything that even slightly touches it. So like this arc down here, even though I'm not totally enclosing this arc in the box, it's touching the box, and so it'll select. So you can use either one of those and then hit delete or backspace or right click delete. Cool. So now I cleaned it back up. I'm going to draw my triangle. It is a right isosceles triangle with a base of 1.5 and a height of 1.5. So I click line, it says place per first point. I go to the origin, it'll stick or snap there. Click, go up. You can see when you go up, you want to go straight up. You can see it's telling me the angle. When I get truly vertical, it'll stick to vertical, stick to the y-axis. That's where you want to be. Do not click, just type the distance you want, 1.5, hit enter. That's it. That's how you make lines. So click line, go to the origin, click one time, go to the right, make sure it snaps so it's going to the right, type 1.5, hit enter, and boom. So now I have made I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I made the height of the triangle and the width of the triangle, and I just need the hypotenuse going across. So I can just click line, it'll snap or stick to that point. Go down here, it'll snap or stick to that point, and boom, triangle is done. Next step is to extrude. So I click green check mark, top right, finish the sketch. It didn't go to the 3D view automatically. It's still looking at this XY plane. And if it doesn't do that, you can just click the home button if you want, or you could just work with this, but it's a little easier to see what's going on if you go to a 3D view. So I'm going to click on this home button by the view cube. Now I can see what I'm looking at. I'm going to click extrude, dude. It automatically detects the triangle. I'm just going to type the depth I want, which is 1.5. Zoom out a little, and then hit enter. Okay, and there's a triangle. Like before, go give it a material at the very least, and probably an appearance too, depending on your preference. It's fun to customize stuff. I'll just do a material this time. So I'm gonna go in the browser, find bodies, right click body one, physical material. Wait for the pop up to come up, and I'm gonna look for carbon fiber. Now, I don't know that they have carbon fiber in here listed as carbon fiber, but if you go in plastic, you'll see something called CFRP, which is carbon fiber reinforced polymer. Polymer just means plastic, so it's a carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Most things that are called carbon fiber are actually made out of this material, which is a combination of carbon fiber and plastic. So, anyways, if you drag that appearance over to your part, or sorry, that material over to your part, you'll see that your part looks like carbon fiber. Pretty cool. I'm going to close the material tab. I like this appearance, so I'm not going to add an appearance. I could, though. I could right click and do an appearance too, like say if I wanted to paint it or something. So this part's done now. I'm going to hit save again, hit OK. And then you just need to share the link and add that to your assignment on Classroom. And remember to share the link. You go to the data panel, you find your part, right click, share public link. This pops up. Got to hit the switch to turn it on because it doesn't share your stuff unless you give it permission. And then if you're on a computer that's working right, you could copy the link. If you're on a Chromebook, I think you have to type it. Sorry, RIP. And there you go. All right. So that's the prism. Next thing we're going to do is a cylinder. So I'm going to hit X to get out of here. I'm going to close my data panel because it's just taking up space. I'm going to use the file tool here and new design to make a new one. I'm going to hit save to give it a name. This is going to be called the cylinder. Make sure you're in your correct project. Intro to Fusion Model Creation. If not, use a drop down to get there. Save it. Okay, so this cylinder, you can see that in this one, the circle's on top. So before we were sketching like on the front, right? But this time we want to sketch on the top. So that's a little weird. So we're going to draw a circle and extrude it. So what we're going to do instead, when we place our sketch, we hit create sketch. Instead of clicking on the XY plane over here, we're going to click on XZ, which is right here. All right. Now, if you get this wrong, it's not a big deal because you could always just rotate the part. But I'm going to click there. It's going to make a new sketch. Now I need to make a circle. Circles are super easy to make. There's a circle tool. It's called center diameter circle. C is a shortcut. Click on that. Come down here to your origin and click to start. Place the center point. Then what you get to do is set the diameter of the circle. You could click if you want, but what we want to do is type 1.5 and hit enter. That will make the diameter 1.5, which is the width. If you measure all the way across the circle through the center to the other side, you get the diameter, which is 1.5. Cool. Next thing to do, finish sketch, green check mark. I'm going to go to my 3D view because I like that better. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And now I just need to extrude, dude. So I click extrude, it picks up the circle. I just type 1.5, hit enter. Cylinder is donezo. I'm going to give it a material and or appearance. So I'll go to bodies, expand bodies, right click body one. Apparently, I think you can just hit the A key to bring up the appearance. It has a shortcut. That's pretty cool. Physical material. Let's see. I'm going to go wood. So let's find some wood here. Fortunately, this interface is a little glitchy. Close plastic. Scroll down with my scroll wheel to wood. And you can see we got different wood here. I'm going to go with mahogany. It's a rich, dark, beautiful wood. And all I got to do is drag that onto my object. And now it's mahogany. I'm going to collapse the library, close the material interface. I could add this, but I like the way the mahogany looks, so I'm not going to change it. But you could add an appearance. You could paint over the mahogany or something like that. What I'm going to do next is just save. Click to save again. Click OK, and that one's completely done. And your last step, just like on the other ones, go to your data panel, find your part in your project, cylinder, right-click on it, share a public link, use this tool right here. Oh, let's try it again. Use this tool right here to turn on the sharing, hit copy, or you might have to type it in, RIP. Be really careful with these. I've noticed a lot of these, if you ever make a link and it doesn't work, a lot of times it looks like it's a capital I, but it's actually a small L. It's a little tricky. So if you try it, if you think it's a capital I and it doesn't work, try replacing the capital I with a small L and it might work. Anyways, that's all we got. Hope you guys had fun. Make sure you turn it in, then I will grade it, and you're going to get heck of points. All right. Good luck.